Hello friends, in last lecture we saw some questions from exercise 10.2. Over there last we saw question number 13. Okay, now next question we'll see, that is question number 21, page 489. Question number 21, page 489, page number 489, exercise 10.2, question number 21. So question says that we have to prove that quadrilateral formed by angle bisectors of a rectangle is a parallelogram. Prove that the angle bisectors of a parallelogram form a rectangle. Prove that angle bisectors prove that angle bisectors of parallelogram, prove that the angle bisectors of a parallelogram form a rectangle. Form a rectangle. So we have a parallelogram. Okay, a parallelogram is given. In this way we have a parallelogram, and we have to prove that if we draw its angle bisectors, then the quadrilateral that we'll get will be a rectangle. That we have to prove. So we have a parallelogram ABCD. Now if we draw the bisectors of all these angles in this way, then we get a parallelogram that we have to prove. Okay, so this is the quadrilateral that we obtain by joining the or by the bisectors of the quadrilateral. So let this is P Q R S. So this we have to prove is a rectangle. So what we have given, ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, AP bisects angle A. Okay, BP bisects angle B, CR bisects angle C, and DR bisects angle D, and hence we get a quadrilateral PQRS. So we have to prove this quadrilateral will be a rectangle. Okay, so let us see, given now DR bisects angle ADC, angle ADC. Okay, see, to prove this is a rectangle, there is one way, that first we will prove this is a parallelogram, and then we prove this is a its one angle is 90 degree. That means anyhow we have to prove this is parallel to this. Okay, as well as this side is parallel to this side. This is the one way. Or if we do in that way, if we prove all four angles of this quadrilateral PQRS are 90 degree, still we can say it is a rectangle. So for in which way it is easy to move ahead, then I will give you its solution. Okay, so here I am trying to prove all its angles are 90 degree. So DR bisects angle ADC, so I can say angle 1 is equal to angle 2 is equal to half of angle ADC. That is angle 1 is equal to angle 2 is equal to angle ADC by 2. Okay, similarly angle 3 will be equal to angle 4. bisects AP bisects angle DAB, therefore I can say, or that is angle 3 is equal to angle 4 is equal to angle DAB by 2. Okay, it is little bit lengthy, but that is the only way to prove this. Okay, now if I apply the angle sum property in triangle A3, sorry, in DAS, so I will get this angle 90 degree. So by vertically opposite I will get this angle 90 degree. Then I have to follow the same method for this. Suppose this is angle 5, this is angle 6. S90, by this I will get R90. Okay, so I can write next CR bisects angle angle BCD, therefore, or that is I can say angle 5 is equal to angle 6 is equal to angle BCD by 2, angle BCD by 2. So this will be 90, so this will become 90, this will be 90, and this will be 90. Okay, now finally this is 7, this is 8, so here I will write PP bisects angle ABC, that is angle 7 is equal to angle 8 is equal to angle 7 is equal to angle 8 is equal to angle ABC by 2. Okay, now what we have to prove, so let us start. It's prove angle D plus angle A, or I can write angle DAB, angle ADC plus angle DAB is equal to 180 degree. So angle ADC by 2 plus angle DAB by 2 is equal to 180 by 2. So angle ADC, that is angle 1, plus angle DAB, that is angle 3, is equal to 90 degree. Now in triangle DAS, by angle sum property of triangle, I can write angle 1 plus angle 3 plus angle DSA plus angle DSA is equal to 180 degree. So 90 plus angle DSA is equal to 180, that is angle DSA is equal to 90 degree. Okay, angle DSA, see D plus A, that is this complete ADC and DAB, their sum is 180 because they are co-interior angles. So now ADC by 2 is angle 1. Okay, we have given that information. DAB by 2 is angle 3, that is again given information. Now in triangle ADC, by angle sum property, angle 1 plus angle 3 plus DSA is equal to 180. Now DSA is equal to PSR, vertically opposite. Okay, therefore angle PSR is equal to 90 degree. Let this be equation number 1. Here we got the measure of this angle. will get the measure of this angle, that angle, and hence we'll find the final angle. Okay, this is the one way. Now still, is it possible to prove these bisectors are parallel? Then save our time. So think for a while, is it possible to prove this DR is parallel to PB or not? Okay, so continue. Now we'll prove angle R equal to 180. So angle ADC, now angle ADC plus angle BCD is equal to 180. Therefore half of ADC, half of angle ADC plus half of angle BCD is equal to half of 180 dividing by 2. Now half of ADC, now I will write angle 2. So angle 2 plus angle 5 is equal to 90 degree. Now in triangle DRC, by angle sum property of triangle, I can say angle 2 plus angle 5 plus angle DRC is equal to 180 degree. Therefore 90 plus angle DRC is equal to 180. Therefore angle DRC is equal to 90 degree. So we got the measure of angle DRC. Okay, this is B, equation number 2. Okay, first said this angle S90, second says this R90. Now we'll say this angle P90. So now angle DAB, angle DAB plus angle ABC is equal to 180 degree. Therefore angle DAB by 2 plus angle ABC by 2 is equal to 90. Okay, is equal to 90. Now DAB, half of DAB is angle 4 and half of angle ABC is angle 8 is equal to 90. So now 4 plus 8, 90, so we'll get APB 90. So note it down up to this point, then we'll see its solution, remaining solution. Okay, angle 4 plus 8, 90. So now in triangle APB, again by angle sum property of triangle, angle 4 plus angle 8 plus angle APB is equal to 180 degree. Okay, in this triangle I am applying the angle sum property. 4 plus 8 is 90. So 90 plus angle APB is equal to 180. So angle APB is equal to 90 degree. So that is equation number 3. So in first I proved that PSR is 90. Then I proved this DQR is 90. Sorry, DRC is 90. Okay, here I proved APB is 90. So these three angles are 90. So definitely fourth angle will be 90 degree. Okay, now in quadrilateral PQRS, I can write angle P plus angle Q plus angle R plus angle S equal to 360. Now P is 90, Q we have to find, R is 90, S is also 90, that is 360. So angle Q is equal to 90 degree. Or okay, so now I can write second, third, all angles of quadrilateral PQRS is 90 degree, therefore it's a rectangle. Okay, from third and from first, second, third and fourth, all angles quadrilateral QRS PQRS are 90 degree, therefore quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle, hence proof. Okay, so noted. The next question. Okay, now let us see the next question. That is question number 25. Question number 25 from the same exercise and same page number. Question number 25. Okay, question says in the given figure ABC is a triangle. Through ABC lines are drawn parallel to BCACAB. Prove that perimeter of PQRS is double of perimeter of triangle ABC. So in the given figure ABC triangle is a triangle and through A, B and C and through A, B and C lines are drawn parallel to respectively to BC, AB, BC, AC and AB. Prove that the perimeter of triangle PQR, triangle PQR is double the perimeter is double the perimeter of triangle ABC, Okay, so our figure is given, triangle PQR is given in this figure, PQR. Okay, actually it is something like this, and here it is in this is Q, is P. This is PQR. This is B, and this point is C. So we have to prove that area of triangle PQR is twice the area of triangle ABC, and it is given that this PR is parallel to AB, or AB parallel PR, BC parallel QR, AC parallel QP. So here I can write, given in the figure it is given that AB parallel PR, okay, AB parallel PR, BC parallel QR, AC parallel QP. Okay, to prove, what we have to prove, perimeter of triangle PQR, is equal to 2 times perimeter triangle ABC. That we have to prove. Perimeter of triangle PQR is twice the perimeter of triangle ABC. So let us see how to prove. Okay, think for a while that how you have to prove this, then I will give you its solution. Okay, let us see how to prove this. See, it's a little bit lengthy question, so I'll give you proof in short. It is given BC parallel QR. Okay, so BC parallel QR, also it is BC parallel QR, therefore I can say BC parallel AR, isn't it? BC parallel AR. Then it is given AB parallel PR, therefore I can say AB parallel CR. Okay, so what I have right now, BC parallel AR, okay, BC parallel AR and AB parallel CR. So BABCR is a, so by combining these two I can conclude ABCR is parallelogram. ABCR is a parallelogram, and hence I can say, hence I can say BC equal to AR. Therefore BC is equal to AR. Okay, BC equal to AR as well as BC equal to AQ. BC is equal to AR as well as BC equal to AQ. Okay, BC equal to AR. Let it the first information. BC equal to AR. Now again I have BC parallel QR. Okay, again I have BC parallel QR. That implies BC parallel QA. Okay, BC parallel QR, it is given, so BC parallel QA. Now I have AC parallel to AC parallel to QP, AC parallel to QP, that gives me AC parallel QB, that gives me AC parallel QB. Okay, so by combining these, see, I have BC parallel QA, this BC parallel QA and AC parallel QB, so I can say ACBQ, or ACBQ is a parallelogram. Now as this is a parallelogram, I can say BC equal to QA, therefore BC is equal to QA. Let it be second. Okay, I'm explaining up to this point once again. Actually I proved this is a parallelogram because it was given BC parallel QR, so I took BC parallel AR. Then it was given AB parallel RP or PR, so I took AB parallel RC. So I proved this is a parallelogram, that gave me BC equal to A. Then I proved this AQBA. This is a parallelogram with the same concept, that gives me AC equal to QA, sorry, BC equal to QA. Now adding 1 and 2, adding first and second, what we will get, twice of BC is equal to QA plus AR, that is QR. Twice of BC is equal to QR. Let it be third. Okay, when I add BC plus BC, twice BC, QA plus AR, QR. Now similarly I can write, see, twice of BC is equal to QR, twice of AB, similarly twice of AB is equal to PR. Let it be fourth. And twice of AC is equal to PQ. Let it be fifth. Twice of AC is equal to PQ. In the similar way I can say. So now when I add these three, adding second, third and fourth, okay, on adding second, third and fourth, adding third, fourth and fifth, adding third, fourth, fifth, what I will get, twice of AB, twice of AB plus BC plus AC is equal to PQ plus QR plus RP. Okay, I will get PQ plus QR plus RP. Okay, so hence I can say twice perimeter of ABC is equal to perimeter of PQR. Therefore, twice perimeter of triangle ABC is equal to perimeter of triangle PQR. Hence proved. Okay, so here I didn't wrote the reasons, otherwise this is the complete solution. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, so now next we start the theorem. That is, there are two theorems that we have to do: midpoint theorem, converse midpoint theorem. Also, we'll see in short intercept theorem and its converse. We won't see their proof, just the statements we will see of the intercept theorem and its converse, because uh, this is a useful theorem which we need while solving the problems. So next we will see intercept theorem and its converse, and after that we'll see midpoint theorem and its proof, then converse midpoint theorem and its proof. So let us start with the intercept theorem. Okay, intercept theorem. Intercept theorem. Okay, first of all, you should understand the meaning of intercept. See, in simple words, if I say intercept, it means part of a line between two another lines. For example, if I draw one line, this is second line, third line. So this is the intercept or part of line L between M and N. Okay, these are two lines M and N. So AB is the part of L between M and N, or AB is the intercept made by M and N of line L. Okay, intercept means part. So theorem is related to that, intercept theorem. The intercept theorem says that if the intercepts made by one line or one transversal between three or more parallel lines are equal, then intercept made by another transversal between those three parallel lines will also be equal. It says if there are three parallel lines, actually it should be three or more. If there are three or more parallel lines, if there are three or more parallel lines, if there are three or more parallel lines, you can see in this same way, and there is a transversal, and the intercept of this transversal intercepts, that means these parts are equal. That means, for example, this is 2, this is 2, this is 2 are equal. Then if I draw one more transversal, definitely these will be equal. I'm not saying these will be 2, 2 and 2, but definitely these three will be equal. If they are equal in the measurement, they will also will be equal in the measurement. I'm not saying the measurement of these three segments will be equal to the measurement of these three segments, but definitely they will be equal. Okay, if there are three or more parallel lines and the intercept made by them and the intercept made by them and the intercept made by them on one transversal are equal on one transversal are equal then the intercepts on any other transversal, then the intercepts on any other transversal are also equal. It's simple. If I say these are the three parallel lines, or as I told you, three or more, so here I took more than three. Okay, let the lines are A, B, C, D. Okay, and this is the transversal, suppose T, and AB equal to BC equal to CD, then PQ will be equal to QR will be equal to RS. So if A parallel B parallel C parallel D and AB equal to BC equal to CD, AB equal to BC equal to CD, then PQ will be equal to QR will be equal to RS. That is the intercept theorem. That means parts of one transversal between the three or four parallel lines are equal, then parts of another transversal, any other transversal, definitely will be equal. For example, as I told you, suppose these are all have 3 centimeters, then definitely they will have same measurement. I am not saying they will have the measurement 3 centimeters, but definitely that will be equal. Okay, so note it down, then we'll start the midpoint theorem. Okay, then we'll see the converse of intercept theorem. See, converse says that if there are four lines or more than three, or there are three or more than three lines such that the intercepts made by two transversals are equal. Intercepts made by two transversals are equal, then four lines will be parallel. Okay, so now let us see the converse of intercept theorem. Converse of intercept theorem. If intercepts made by two transversals between three or more lines are equal, then lines are parallel. For example, suppose if I take lines A, B, C, D, okay, A, B, C, D, and there is a transversal T and there is a transversal L. Now if we have AB equal to BC equal to CD and PQ equal to QR equal to RS, if AB equal to BC is equal to CD and PQ equal to QR is equal to RS, then A parallel to B parallel to C parallel to D. So note it down, then we'll start the midpoint theorem. Okay, now we'll start the midpoint theorem and its proof. Although I have already midpoint theorem over here, so directly we'll start its proof. Midpoint theorem says that line segment joining the midpoint of two sides of a triangle. Okay, so midpoint theorem says that line segment joining the line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of any two sides of a triangle, line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to third side and half of it Okay, so suppose we have a triangle ABC in this way. Suppose there is a triangle ABC. Let midpoint of AB is Q and midpoint of AC is Z. So we have to prove first of all what we have given in triangle ABC. We have in triangle ABC Q is midpoint of AB. Okay, that is we have AQ equal to QB. AQ is equal to QB. Z is midpoint of AC. That is we have AZ equal to CZ. To prove what we have to prove, QZ is equal to half of AC and QZ parallel AC. That we have to prove. So a small construction is required over here. What we have to do, we have to draw a line parallel to CD parallel to BQ. Let it meets QZ produced. Okay, a small construction. So here I am writing the construction. Okay, construction is draw a line parallel to BA through point C which meets QZ produced at D. Draw a line through point C draw a line parallel to through point C parallel to BA let it meets QZ produced at D. Okay, so what we did, we just draw a line which is parallel to BA. We draw CD parallel BA. Now we have to prove this QZ is equal to half BC, QZ parallel BC. See, if it is possible to prove QDCB is a parallelogram, we can say QD parallel BC, and so we can say QZ parallel BC. Now, to say this is a parallelogram, we have this information that BQ is parallel to CD just by construction, isn't it? BQ parallel CD by construction. Now, if it is possible to prove BQ equal to CD, we can say it's a parallelogram. Now, we have BQ equal to AQ. Now, if it is possible to say AQ equal to CD, okay, if we prove CD equal to AQ, we have AQ equal to BQ, so we'll get BQ equal to CD. So our target over here is to prove AQ equal to CD. For that we have to prove these two triangles congruent. So see, this I can take vertically opposite, as it is given BA, not given actually, by construction BA parallel CD, so I can say angle 1 equal to angle 2, and it is given Z is midpoint, so AZ equal to CZ. So we will start with in triangle AQZ, in triangle AQZ and triangle CDZ, and triangle CDZ, angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Okay, angle 1 is equal to angle 2 as BA parallel CD. Okay, alternate interior angles. Okay, as BA parallel CD, BA parallel CD by construction. Okay, now AZ equal to CZ, AZ is equal to CZ, that is given, and okay, AZ equal to CZ, that is given, and angle AZQ, angle AZQ is equal to angle CZD, CZD, that is vertically opposite angles. So here I can say triangle AQZ is parallel to, congruent to triangle CDZ by angle side angle, by angle side angle, and therefore as these triangles are congruent, I can say therefore AQ is equal to CD. Let it be first by CP CT, but we know AQ is equal to BQ. Okay, but AQ equal to BQ, that is given. Okay, before that okay, let me change it little bit, then it will be easy to understand. Here the triangles are congruent by angle side angle, so here first thing I can say QZ equal to ZD, that is therefore QZ is equal to ZD. Let it be 1 by CPCT. Also AZ is equal to CZ, that is again by CPCT, but AZ is equal to but AQ is equal to BQ, but AQ is equal to BQ. Why AQ equal to BQ? That is given. So here I can write from second and third, I can write CZ equal to BQ. CZ is equal to BQ. Let it be fourth. Okay, I got CZ equal to AQ equal to CD. AQ equal to CD and AQ equal to BQ, so I can say CD equal to BQ. Okay, I got CD equal to BQ. So okay, now CD equal to BQ I have in fourth, and CD parallel BQ. Now CD parallel BQ, let it be equation number 5 by construction. So from fourth and fifth, BCDQ, B quadrilateral BCDQ is a parallelogram. Okay, because one pair of its opposite side is equal as well as parallel, so it's a parallelogram. therefore I can say QD is equal to, therefore QD is equal to BC, and QD parallel to BC. Okay, now QD can be written as twice of QZ. So twice of QZ to prove QZ is half of BC, not AC. Similarly, here it is parallel to BC, not AC. Okay, so here twice of QZ is equal to BC, and now as QD parallel BC, I can say QZ parallel BC. Okay, and QZ parallel BC. Therefore, I can write QZ is equal to BC by 2, or half of BC. Therefore, QZ equal to 1 by 2 BC, and QZ parallel BC. Hence, proof. Okay, so we proved QZ equal to half of BC as well as QZ parallel BC. See, here I wrote QD equal to twice of QZ, so that is by as we proved over here, this QZ equal to ZD, this. So QZ equal to ZD, so I can say QD is equal to half of QZ. Okay, so please note it down, then we'll see its converse. Okay, so now we will see its converse. Okay, converse of midpoint theorem. Converse midpoint theorem. It says that in a triangle, if a line segment is drawn in a triangle, if a line segment is drawn, or if a line is drawn, if a line is drawn from the midpoint of one side parallel to any other side, then it bisects the third side. Then it bisects the third side. Okay, so it is something like this. There is a triangle ABC. Now, if a line segment is drawn from the midpoint of one side, suppose I draw a line segment from the midpoint of AB. Okay, and this line segment is drawn parallel to any other side. Always, as I am drawing from the midpoint of AB, I won't be able to draw parallel to AB. either I will draw parallel to BC or I will draw parallel to AC. So here I'm drawing parallel to BC. Then this line will bisect the third side. As I drawn the midpoint of AB parallel to BC, will bisect the remaining side, that is AC. So Q and Z. So given in triangle ABC, Q is midpoint of AB. QZ parallel BC. To prove Z is midpoint of AC, that we have to prove. So there are two methods to solve this. One is the method of contradiction, and there is one more method without using the contradiction, but the method of contradiction takes less time, so I use that. So proof, see, we have to prove Z is midpoint of AC. So we will start, let Z is, let us say Z is not the midpoint, let us say Z is not the midpoint of AC. Then definitely every line has a midpoint. So if Z is not the midpoint, I'm assuming, then say this Z dash, then say, or then let Z dash is midpoint of AC. Okay, as I'm assuming Z is not the midpoint, definitely there will be a midpoint, so say Z dash is the midpoint of AC. Now Q is midpoint of AB given, and Z dash is midpoint of AC by construction, or by construction. Therefore, or so, by midpoint theorem, what says midpoint theorem? That if a line segment joining the midpoints of two sides, here Q is the midpoint of AB, Z dash is the midpoint of AC, so Q Z dash parallel to BC, but QZ parallel to BC given. Now there are two lines which are parallel to the same line and passing through the same point, which is not possible. But this is not possible here we can write, but this is not possible to have two lines parallel to the same line passing through the same point. So it means our assumption is wrong. Okay, here we can write thus two lines, two intersecting lines, are parallel to the same line. Okay, here we got two intersecting lines, Q Z dash and QZ, two intersecting lines parallel to the same line. Thus our assumption is wrong. Therefore Z is midpoint of AC. Hence proof. Please note it down. Okay, here if you want to add one more sentence, thus two intersecting lines are parallel to the same line, which is contradiction. Therefore thus our assumption was wrong, and hence that is the midpoint of AC. Hence proof. Okay, so that is all about today's lecture. Now in next lecture we'll see questions related to this midpoint theorem and converse midpoint theorem as well as intercept theorem. So till then, bye, thank you, take care, stay at